Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well on this fabulous June 4th Sunday. I'm up here at the farm and in the little house. Okay, quick update on the snake. I haven't seen him, and I've been buzzing around here for the last hour and making a bunch of noise best I can. Okay, let's talk about a lot of stuff. Hope everybody's doing well. What a brutal week as always. There's a lot of things happening, not only in my world, but seemingly in a lot of other people's world too. The thing I find troubling is this, is that we Americans take a lot of things for granted. And I know that's not a bad thing. It can be bad up to a point, but we fought as hard as we can fight for the last 100 years for our independence and our freedom. Second Amendment, First Amendment, all the amendments. You know, just everything that we, as a society, we take these things for granted. They're there, they're law, but we take them for granted. So, after the disturbing news yesterday about another bombing in London, where 9 people died, 43 injured. That's a society that does not have the ability to own guns. They don't have a Second Amendment like we do here in the United States. So, what I'm going to say is this, is that after becoming, an American citizen, I've learned to not just take for granted the rights that I've been given as a new citizen. So, being North Carolina is one of the few states, I think it's 7 out of 9 states that are getting ready to enact another law allowing anybody who's legally able to carry a pistol, a sidearm, is not a felon, that can open carry legally. Now the requirement is there's not going to be any permit to conceal carry. And it's getting closer and closer to a vote here in North Carolina. In fact, they're pretty excited about it. It's going to pass. So what that means to us as citizens here in the state of North Carolina is this. All we do is pass the background check for a permit to buy. Okay, that's all we have to do, the permit to buy. Then when we buy, we don't need a secondary permit to conceal carry. Which that's a good thing too. I think it makes everybody safer. I open carry for a lot of reasons, and I know the argument. They'll find me first. Well, okay. If that's the only argument, then I'm still alive. Okay, I'm still here, and I open carry all the time. So the other thing is let's talk about me for a second. Then I want to talk about you. Okay. Or everybody else. I'm going to talk about me first. 9 years ago, I had a vision in 2009, November 9th of 2009, when I officially retired from the car business. I made a promise to myself. That promise was to protect, to save, to obtain, to grow, and to explore a part of my life that I've never really had the opportunity to look into or have the financial freedom to pursue. Let's say it that way: the financial freedom to pursue all the things that I've only dreamed about. Okay, so with this freedom, this new freedom that I have, I don't want to take it very lightly. So, when I made the decision to become a U.S. citizen 3 years ago, I also pledged my allegiance to this country. So, that's the bottom line. I pledged my allegiance to the United States of America. Being ex-military, U.S. Army, and also retired from a 28-year career in the United States, and also now in my 7th year as a corporation owner here in this great nation, and benefiting, completely benefiting from all the decisions I've made. Now, a lot of decisions I've made aren't that great, and I'll tell you what they are. First off, you got your professional life, and then you got your personal life. My professional life, in my opinion, is 100% dead on. I developed and built a fantastic company, okay? It has made me a lot of money in the last 7 years. I'm approaching almost $1 million in gross revenue sales after 7 years of owning Mr. Fix-All Incorporated and also Mr. Fix-All Home and Garden Incorporated. Now, the personal side is when I left Fedville, I left because of the divorce. And that divorce really shook my foundation. It was my second, shook my foundation of what a relationship should or should not be. And to me, they're contractual. They're strictly a contract. And the reason why I say that is because everything in life is contractual. It's based on some sort of laws, bylaws, and also a dollar value associated with that. So, after I left Fedville, divorced my second wife, I also still was staring at almost about $40,000 in her past debt that the judge put on my shoulders, okay? This is your responsibility and your burden. So, the first 3 years, I did nothing but one thing, is work like a dog, to pay off that $40,000, plus the IRS hit me for another $20,000, so that's $60,000. Plus, I bought a $140,000 townhome, so my net debt was $220 some odd thousand. Plus, I also bought my lawnmower, my truck, my trailers, and a brand new truck, the Chevrolet that I drive. So, exactly 4 years ago, I was roughly $150,000 in debt. I take that back. $250,000 in debt. Excuse my math. I should know better than that. But $250,000 in debt. In the next 3 years, what I did was this past 3 years, and this is when I started my YouTube channel 3 years ago, is I made a new and revised commitment to myself is to get out of debt, find off-grid land, which I found this place 2.5 years ago, and start building the type of life that I know one day I'm going to gravitate to and retire to, okay? This little house here is great, but I'm not going to live in here permanently. I can, and I probably will for a year or two until I build something, but the bottom line is that's the plan B. I've always had it in the back of my head to do this, okay? So, I just couldn't afford to do it. And I was also being tied down by a bad marriage and also by laws that was financially punishing me as a man in the state of North Carolina. Now, once I got all that paid off, as of last year, I think October of last year is when I finally went down and paid my truck off. I bought the new Kubota tractor, and I paid off the IRS. Last payment to them over, just years of paying them. Paid off the credit cards from my ex-wife, and basically canceled all my credit cards. Don't watch TV for 10 years. Hunker down and just literally say, I've got to watch every dime, every penny, and invest it in me and invest it in my business. Okay? Which I did. Now, my relationship side for the last 7 years has suffered drastically because I don't go out, I don't go to bars, I don't drive at night, I just don't do it. I don't drink and drive at night, I just don't do any of those things. I work all day long, 6 and 7 days a week. Well, now 7 days I come up here to the farm, but 6 days a week I work. And I work as hard and as long many hours as I have to to make sure I make the financial benefit of what it takes for me to retire one day. I got 5.5 years to go, and I retire officially. So that's me. Okay, that's my mentality. Would I like to have a woman in my life? Absolutely. But the problem is with that is that women in the United States, the Westernized woman in the United States, no matter if they're 30, 40, 50, or 60 years old, they have a tendency of getting extremely comfortable in whatever lifestyle that they're accustomed to over the last portion of their life. So when it starts getting into their golden years, or the over 40 crowd, there's a tendency of being complacent, and also a tendency of not wanting to venture past their comfort zone, and that's what I'm finding. I'll be 60 years old this year, and unfortunately, I feel I'm in pretty good shape. You know, I take care of myself, but I also work out like a dog, and I'm physically active every single day. Trying to find a woman that's 55 to 60 years old, that's physically in shape, that can handle the grueling type of basically passive personal lifestyle that I have, which is not hanging out at a pool, or not hanging out, in the living room, or not hanging. I don't hang out. This is the biggest hanging out I do, is right here when I come up here and into the little house. But everything outside the door is all work, because this is a farm, okay? In fact, the corn's now up to my waist. So what I want to emphasize here is this, is that I have been looking around for a female companion, and I've gone on many dating websites, I've done a lot of other things, and the problem is I keep running into the same type of personalities all the time. And that's just basically women from 45 to 60 years old that are really, and I understand, you're in your mode of life. You're doing your thing. You got your car, your job, your career, your kids, some with no kids, and a house. These are responsibilities. That's your world. I can't just tell you to drop everything you're doing and come into my world. That would be unfair and also very selfish. So what's happened is that there's a big battle when you're older, that people own too much stuff and they don't want to get rid of it or let go of it if there's romance involved, because it becomes a very emotional type of thing. And with property, because right now with all the assets and everything I've got, I'm worth well over, almost close to $1 million. I'm not going to give that up for a woman either. And a woman, if she's worth almost $1 million, she's not going to give that up for a man. Okay, that's enough about me. Let's talk about you. What I think is this, is that, and I'm not talking about any one individual person or an individual comment or an individual situation. I'm not going to go there. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is all of us, okay, including me, including you. What I think is, based on the recent events and all the turmoil and chaos in the world, with everybody just, doing stupid shit. What else can I say? It's just all a bunch of stupid shit. And, you can blame it on politics, you can blame it on religion, you can blame it on demographics, you can label it based on your income, poverty, the LGBTQ community. You can blame it on a lot of things. But the one thing I keep telling myself is this, is if you look in the mirror at yourself, how can you blame yourself? Answer me that question. How can an individual blame themselves for whatever situation they're in, or for whatever they are, or whatever they turned into be, or turned into, whatever? The point is that you, as an individual, can change and make a difference in your own personal life. But if you drag somebody else with you, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have a problem, because the bottom line is not everybody's on your cruise. And I'm finding that hard to accept, but I'm also finding out that's the reality. That's the reality of life. That not everybody is going to do this. or do whatever you want to do. It's just not going to happen, folks. As much as I think, you know, I could say, oh yeah, come into my world and let me show you what I'm doing, what this is all about. Let's go make money. Let's go do this. Let's go do this and go have some fun. It could be totally a turnoff. And it normally is. Because most people don't think about being prepared. You just don't think about it. Now, we just had a big storm and a shear, what they call straight line wind, that went through Sampson County in state of North Carolina. One person died, a bunch of people got injured, and flattened a bunch of businesses and tore up the town. We have also had a lot of floods. We have so much drama and trauma in this world today that, you know, it will amaze me if we can ever get past it all. You know, we've got so many situations where if you don't play smart, and if you don't play cautious, and if you don't have a plan A, B, and C, you're going to be a victim. And that's what I don't want you guys to be. Now, do I suggest that you follow in my footsteps? Oh, hell no. Because you'll be like me, alone. And that's the reason why I'm doing this video is because when you become successful, when you become famous, or when you become affluent, when you start having your own game, your own set of rules, your own things that you do, guess what happens? Other people, they just don't have that same action. They're not into your game. They just don't, they're not on the same path or the same sheet of paper you are on. Now, if you get lucky and meet people that are like-minded, that's great. You know, I talk to a lot of you guys that are like-minded with, you know, all you guys. Chef Fabio, I said I'd mention you. Here you go, Chef Fabio. He's got a nice piece of land too, and we talk all the time. You know, Reva, Wanda, Maria. I have a lot of females on my channel, and I like that. Thank you very much, because you really do make me humble, because it's the woman's opinion, and I like that. I don't get to hear very often, even though all my customers are female. I get to hear them complaining if I do a bad job. That I'm used to. Not really. But the whole point is that women on my channel are very introspective. They're very, you're all very, very, very smart. And Elaine, Betty, Susan, again, a lot of women on my channel, a lot of young guys and a lot of older guys on my channel. And I've got a lot of people around the world that watch this channel. And it's a slow-growing channel. You know, I'm almost near 6,000 views, almost near, 6,000 subscribers, 1 million views. And that's small. But I've been at this a little over 3 years. But what I bring you guys is something completely different. It's a mindset. It's a mentality. It's a never give up attitude. Always keep going and keep pushing and keep hustling. And that's what this channel is all about. Is that no matter what's happened to you in your life over the last 40-something years, if you're at least that old or older, you know, you can change your life at any age. You can make your body stronger. You can have more money. You can have affluence. You can have influence. You can be anything you want to be, as long as you don't cloud up the gray matter. And if you allow people in your lives that are emotional, they will screw your brain up, because emotional thought processes do not play very well in the logical world. Okay? There's time to be emotional. When a pet dies, I'll cry my eyes out. But if you go out and spend $5,000 on a credit card and then you can't figure out how to pay for it, I don't have any sympathy for you. Okay, enough said about that. So, with all the world events going on, all the crap that we listen to on the news, whether it's fake or real, the only person that we have to deal with in this world, in this life, is ourselves. That's the person that you look in the mirror at. Every single day, you brush your teeth, you take a bath, you eat food, you know, you drink a cold one, you smoke a cigarette, smoke a joint, I don't care, whatever the hell you do. But the bottom line is that if there's something going wrong with your life, you're the blame. No one else. Unless you've incorporated yourself with so many other people that they're dragging you down or stopping you from fulfilling your dreams, then those are the people you need to seriously check up and see if you need them as friends any longer, or acquaintances or associates. I personally don't trust very many people, and it's not because I don't like them or care for them, is because when it comes to my cruise, I'm the only one that understands it. Excuse me. And know what direction I'm going in and where I need to go. For me, it's the journey and the destination. I've got the destination clearly in my mind. And I cannot and will not allow people to interfere with my dream. But at the same time, I'm going to try my best to help other people fulfill their dreams. That's what my higher calling is to give you some of my, whether it's weird advice or not, however you digest it, however you take my advice, is totally up to you. All I can tell you is this, is that for me, it's played out quite well. It's all about dollars and cents and common sense. You've got to go through life with a lot of common sense. And if you don't have common sense and all of a sudden you receive it, you feel like you just received a superpower. Because that's what common sense is a superpower. The ability to reason and rationalize events, people, processes in a tangible manner that you can digest it, assimilate it, or get rid of it. Okay? That's my little psychological quiz for today, my little motivational speech for all you guys and everyone that watches my channel, boys and girls. Okay, now, let's just put this one on the record. I, as a human being, as an American citizen, I will be damned if I'm going to allow anybody to come into this country and to infringe upon my rights as a citizen and as a law-abiding, tax-paying, business-owning American citizen in a state, the great state of North Carolina. I will protect this state with my life. I've been here 35 years and I love the state of North Carolina. And I'll be damned if anybody, foreign or domestic, is going to infringe upon or try to put in a policy or any kind of other just BS crap, non-logical shit, cram it down our throats in this state. Y'all are going to have a damn rude awakening. Because I don't care, like I said, what religion you are, what political affiliation you are, what gender equality, identity situation you are, liberal, conservative, fiscal conservative, I don't care. Religious, Bible-throwing, Bible-toting, I don't care. None of those things matter to me. Live your life. But the second that you infringe upon my rights, then it's a whole new damn ballgame, folks. And that's the freedom of being an American. Okay? We have laws, and we have standards, and we have morality about everything we choose to say and do. And this is one of those moments in time where the journey I'm on and the quest that I'm on is totally mine. And if there was someone or two that came along and wanted to go on this journey with me, then I salute you. I'll be more than welcoming. I'll be as nice as you can possibly stand. But the bottom line is that I will not accept brain dead, complacent introverts that are screw up my world. I'm just not going to be into those kind of people. And the bottom line is that I'll let you know real quick. This ain't going to work. This ain't happening. No way. All I want to say is I love all you guys. You know that who watch my channel. Sorry for the long rant. But when I got up this morning to drive out here and I turned on NPR radio, which I'm not a real big fan of, but I do listen to them because they're a liberal, you know, station out of Chapel Hill. But the whole point is that, you know, all it is bad news on the radio. Bad news about our president, bad news about the world, bad news about China, bad news about Muslims, bad news about North Korea. It's just bad damn news everywhere. I'd like to hear some good news. Well, hopefully this is the good news channel, and I've brought you a big smile to your face and made you feel happy today, okay? Other than that, have a damn good day. Love you. Leave those comments. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, leave that damn button alone. Send the link to your friends. And I am not on Facebook. You guys have a blessed day. Tom out of here.